So we have a game that just dropped and is gaining massive popularity, and it's running off of a game format that two other big franchises should have been using years ago, because they're the idea of these games that have been around since I was a child, and unfortunately, I'm 30 right now. Let's talk about that game and why you should be playing it, and how it could bring the revival of two other series back. Welcome back to the channel, all you losers, degens. Guys, if it's your first time, welcome to the channel, you loser and degen. Guys, if you don't know what game I am talking about, we're talking about Helldivers 2. I also thought it'd be a perfect video to bring back the old rig. I thought it was a good idea. It's probably a stupid idea. Also, bear with me, I need a haircut. But unemployment is a hell of a bitch, and I really don't need to be spending money on a haircut. Let's see where that goes. Get us to some likes, maybe I'll be able to afford a freaking haircut. But guys, again, Helldivers 2. I have been spending my entire weekend playing that game when the servers will let me, because if you are unaware, the servers were just a little congested. Small bit. But anyway, with that, it is a very good game. It's basically, so what it is apparently I've actually looked at a little bit of Helldivers 1, because I've never heard of Helldivers 1. I've maybe had once or twice, but never heard about it to the point where it was actually an accomplished game. What I have found out is Helldivers 1 was a over-the-top game, sort of like Diablo. And I know listen, I'm just resembling it. I'm comparing it so you've got an idea of I understand it has nothing to do with Diablo, guys. Get off my dick. But what that is, it was a top-down game. Now it's swapped over to what Helldivers 2 is, and I, over the weekend, became a little bit of a Helldivers propaganda whore. Yeah, I did that. Anyway, with that is now an extraction shooter that you roll with the squad. Now, first game that should remind you of is, you go in space, and you go into pods as armored soldiers who then hot drop onto planets via these pods. And you also have the ability to call down orbital cannons, maybe from a big guy named Mac. We'll say he has a Mac cannon. If you're not grasping what I'm saying, it's ODST. If you couldn't grasp by what I'm throwing down in the thumbnail, it's ODST. It is the best ODST game that has ever existed, and it's what ODST should be. We've had one ODST game, and had the ODST very big fan support. Everybody really likes ODST. This is the best ODST game we've ever had. If they were to bring Halo ODST into this, hell, do a crossover, do a DLC, do whatever. But here's the thing, it's only on PlayStation. So there's got to be a lot of work if we were ever to get that crossover. What I think Microsoft will probably do is say, hey, there's already, look out there. It's like the layout's out there. They don't own, Helldivers 2 does not own this platform, and they can't copyright how they made their game. And let's be real, it is so popular. And just for a second, as somebody who has played a shit load of Destiny 2, Helldivers 2 at its peak level is higher than Destiny 2's peak level on Steam. That is insane. How did Bungie, and listen, and guys, just real quick, yeah, I quit, but yeah, before you guys say, oh, Destiny sucks, I agree. It's why I stopped playing it last year. After putting 2,000 hours on just the Steam version alone, I have now quit the game and don't see me coming back for Final Shape. But I'm gonna stay on Helldivers. Helldivers is so fun. You can have friendly fire, which I think if they did ODST, they would not include friendly fire. And here's my thing, massive take away from the game if they don't include the friendly fire. I can't tell you how many laughs we had where it'd be like, hey, I called down, oh, dude, you're dead. Dude, you're gonna die. Or like, I went to shoot a gun to get the monster off of my teammates, and surprise, I forgot that I had impact grenade selected. Well, I got the bug off of him. I also got him onto the bug. A little bit of that. But basically, you go in, and we'll just go through the layout of the game, how it works, and how I would implement ODST with this, and how I think you could do things better. And how I think, yeah, again, you could do things better. Because there are some changes that I would make, but not for Helldivers in an ODST variant. Now, say we go in to Helldivers 2. You have a ship. You could name it out of pre-selections, and you go in there, you select your mission, you buy your equipment. Also, little known thing, it also ties it back to Halo. It's the only other game that I know out there besides Halo Infinite that the battle passes don't expire. And that's actually how you level up, is the battle passes. And it's done extremely well. Honestly, you know what? Review up on Friday of Helldivers 2. Let's go with that. Review up on Friday for Helldivers 2. But what I will say is, you go in, you buy your armors, all that stuff with the battle pass. You select them. You have an armory where it has career mode, all that stuff. You could buy upgrades to the ship that lower your stratagems. Your stratagems are basically your global stuff, like extra weapons, bombs, orbital cannons, robots, turrets, a bunch of stuff. So those are bought over at a console, and then you select your mission. You either fight for the moment, and they have said we are getting other missions types. The campaign and the kind of storyline that we will get from that is going to be dynamic. So if we fail a campaign, that's going to come back on the future things, and so on. That is, and by the way, before anybody says, yes, I know there's a big drama right now though, because we got Suicide Squad, and I'm on the side of Suicide Squad sucks. But it doesn't suck because it's live service. It sucks because it's a bad live service that shouldn't exist. Helldivers 2 is how you do live service correctly. Helldivers 1 was not live service. 2 is. And Helldivers 2 is probably one of the best, if not the best live service I've seen outside of like League of Legends or Fortnite. And those two are big. But, and do I think the Helldivers 2 will ever compete with those two? No. I don't. I'm realistic and it won't compete, but it is going to be a very good game, and I'm hoping to be very big. But you select your mission, you can either fight bugs or robots. And the kind of way they work it right now is, and this could change with that dynamic campaign that we talked about, the bugs, they have taken over some planets. It's not their home planet. We'll get to that later in the review, maybe. I don't know if I'll get to it in this video. But the bugs have taken over the planet. We want to take those planets because as space Americans, they have our oil. They do. There's actually missions to go get oil. We are space Americans, and they touched our fucking oil. We don't like that. On the other hand, you have some planets that we already control, and the whole map kind of looks like Battlefront, the old Star Wars Battlefront galaxy map, which I have a video coming out tomorrow, and we'll touch on that. I'm actually getting some good ideas for that, guys. I'm very happy. But you go over there, and these are planets that we as Super America or Super Earth control. And the robots are then the invading force. They are taking us. Also, the Automatrons suck ass. Fuck those robots, dude. They're so much worse than some of the bugs. I don't know. Bile Titans and Chargers get pretty ridiculous, but so do fucking Hulks and dude, I don't know. But the game is very, very hard. But then you choose wherever you want to go and you drop in. At that point, it is a third-person shooter where you're going to go do a mission. You will have your drop-ins, your globals, your orbitals, all that stuff, and then you'll want to extract. So it's an extraction shooter. Now, how would you do that to make it better in a ODST format? Obviously, reskin everything that we just talked about into the Halo universe. Even bringing it, I would love to bring it into like modern times and have like maybe your teammates can be elites. but probably not. Like, honestly, now that I say that, no, I want to be ODST. But ODST during like the Halo 3 times. That way we can play brutes, and then maybe bring it in. You know, we can fight the Vanished, which are just a Covenant. Maybe I'm not. I'm just spitting off, guys. If you have any ideas how to make this game better, obviously let me know below. But how you'll do that is, first off, make it first person. Don't leave it third person. I kind of don't like that it's third person. I think it works for Helldivers, but I don't know if it'll work for ODST. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that could be, you know, I would kind of like to test that out, but because you can ADS in Helldivers too. But I like first person shooters more than I like third person. But also it comes back to like some of the great things about Helldivers 2 is the animations and the models and how well they do those. And let me tell you, they do those very well for a game that only costs $40. Yes, it is published by PlayStation, but it is done by Arrowhead Game Studios, which have never made a very big game. They make Magicka, Gauntlet, and obviously Helldivers 1. Stuff like that, which I believe Magicka had team killing. I remember that from Xbox days. But, tangent, guys. I think you can make it and have, again, don't have a big storyline. It doesn't need to have a big storyline. Just make the gameplay loop fun. That is truly what Helldivers 2 has gotten across. There's not a lot of story there. There's not a lot of like, they just made a gameplay loop that's fun. And mainly, the game is hard as fuck. Like, it's extremely hard. But you could easily throw some ODST skins into that, and that would revive the whole series. And honestly, let's be real, Halo needs some revival, and the spin-offs were always kind of good. Like ODST, I think, is one of the better Halo games. Halo Wars is a great RTS game. Is it great competitive? No, but just like fighting games, not every game needs to be Street Fighters or Tekken. Sometimes you need arena fighters. Sometimes you need joke around RTS games. But I think Helldivers 2 is a good formula for ODST to use. It's also a great idea for Republic Commando to use. And tomorrow we will talk about that. So for that, on this video, I am out, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you had liked this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me your ideas how you guys would make Helldivers 2 better, how you think the ODST would work in a Helldivers format. But also, it's like this game is bridging the gap between console wars. I've seen people want Halo players over there, and that's insane. Like, damn, we hate each other until the bugs come.